This is a quick overview of version 3 of the Ajax library developed by Syncor Systems for the NetBurner. So now this version is using, instead of prototype, it's using jQuery, and it's also using the knockout library, which allows for data binding and implementing the model view model pattern very easily. It saves a lot of coding effort when you want to get data up from the NetBurner into a web form. The upper left-hand corner is doing what we've always done, just sort of inner HTML, throwing some data in. Then this same data over here is using knockout to bind it into a table. This is the same demo of how to build a select in JavaScript. And then this one is building a select in the NetBurner. This number is just a random number that the NetBurner generates, so that if I refresh the page, you'll see the number change on the pop-out that comes back. So there's new numbers that came up, and then that's just a toaster. So it's like a single page app. So if you go to the next page, there's some more features. This is the form submit, the checkbox and the pop-up is all being done via Ajax. The submit would be a regular form submit. And then here's an example of Knockout's two-way data binding. As you type, it updates the view model, and then the form sees that the view model's changed and updates the form with the data. Another example of just seeing something change, so it hides the name. And then changing name just changes the data, and you see it change in both places. So it makes more sense when you go back and you look at the code. Then down here we have a row coming back for every Ajax call. It's just sending back an object with 3 fields in it, and then it's populating this data table. So if you follow a number down, you'll see it's just pushing the data down, so the newest data is in at the top. So it's redrawing this entire table every time, and it's kind of instructive to take a quick look at the code to see how easy this is to do with Knockout. So here you can see the HTML for the table that was holding that row, those 10 rows of data. So it's just a standard table tags with some tooltips and title information. And these are the headers, and then all of the table is generated with this statement, this one for each. This is known as a Knockout template. We'll go take a look. Result data is just an array of data that sits back in the view model, and then it data binds. Result data has properties A to D value, time tick, and random number. So this goes through for every element of the array and creates a row, and then populates the cells of the row with those values. So every half second or so, when a new row comes in, it goes through this for each again and updates the entire table. So that line of code, then this data bind. So this data bind here, and then these 3 data binds down here are all you need to generate all that data. And the view model is really simple. It's just a collection of observable properties in Knockout. We just start our view model here, and it has various properties. Observable just means, like, that was the name I was typing. When you make it observable, it updates both ways. Result data is that whole table. That's an observable array. Anytime the array changes, then the screen knows to update and refresh. And then this add result is just when the Ajax call comes back, the Ajax calls that function to unshift puts it in the first element of the array, and then I just pop off the last element of the array. And that's all it took to do. I'll make all the code available, but doing the MVVM model pattern now, rather, is very, very pleasant with Knockout. And then this is just a little more detail on the libraries that were used. A lot of the formatting's done from Bootstrap. Toastr, those little messages that you saw show up when I did a refresh. And then Modernizr just is a tool that helps you run across various browsers. This is Chrome that it's running in right now.